Today you will learn how to measure using metric units of length. We will be focusing on 4 different types of unit: millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometers. The first is a millimeter. A millimeter is about the width of a dime. We use millimeters to measure really short lengths. The next metric unit is a centimeter. A centimeter is about the width across your index finger. We use centimeters to measure short lengths also. The next unit is a meter. A meter is about the width of a door. We use meters to measure longer lengths. The last unit that we're going to learn about is the kilometer. It takes about 10 minutes to walk 1 kilometer. Hey boys and girls, welcome to math. Today we're going to be learning about metric units of length. We've been working a lot with inches and yards and feet, and today I'm introducing a new way to measure. So we are going to be working with 4 new units of measurement. We are going to be working with millimeter and centimeters, which are lengths that you can use to measure short distances. And then we're also going to be learning meters and kilometers, which you will use to measure long distances. So in front of you, you should have a plain white piece of paper. What we need to do is divide this into 4 equal parts. Because we are learning 4 new units of measurement, we need 4 equal parts. So the easiest way to do that is to first fold it in half. So take your 2 sides and fold it right down the middle. Increase it, and then before you open it, fold it one more time, just like this. So now you should have a skinny piece of paper that looks like this. We're going to open that up, and when you open it up, you should have 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have your 4 equal parts on your paper, we're going to outline them just so that they are a little bit darker and we can divide those equally. So as you can see, I'm just going to draw a line down my first crease. That's 1 equal part. I'll draw a line down my second crease, 2 equal parts, and draw a line down your third piece, 3 equal parts, and then you have your 4th equal part over here. Now we are going to be labeling these with our new units of measurement. So our first one that I'm going to introduce to you is going to be millimeters. Say millimeters. Awesome. Now let's write it. Are you ready? Milla, which is M-I-L-L-I, and meters, M-E-T-E-R, millimeter. Now, that's a long word to spell out, so a lot of times you're going to see the abbreviation MM. So let's write that underneath. MM. Now, millimeters, like I said before, is a tool that you're going to use to measure really short lengths. So it's really, really small. And if you think about the width, that means kind of like how fat a dime is a dime very fat? No, it's skinny. So draw a circle. That's going to be our dime. And then draw just a little piece that goes out like this. Kind of like an outline to the dime. Because we're not looking at the face of a dime, we're looking at the width of it, which is how fat it is. Do your best. I know this is a little bit tricky, but I want you to know that we're not measuring the face of the dime. We're looking at the width of it, how fat it is. I'm going to put a D in my dime here just to let me know that we are thinking about the width of a dime. Very, very tiny. Our second measuring tool is going to be a centimeter. So we're going to write centimeter in our second column. Say centimeter. So let's spell that out first. Centi, C-E-N-T-I, centimeter again. M-E-T-E-R, centimeter. And we're going to abbreviate centimeter, cm, for centimeter. Now, a centimeter is about the width across your index finger. So, we're looking at our index finger, which is your pointer, and we're talking about from this side of your finger to this side. That's about the width of a centimeter. So let's go ahead and we're going to draw an example of that using a finger. So go ahead and draw something that looks like that. Okay, maybe you'll put a little nail on there. And if you're a girl, you can paint your nail. Okay, and then to show us that we're talking about the width from here to here, we'll draw a little example. So it's about, draw a line about that far away, about the length of your index finger, see how big that is, and then a line in between. From here to here is about 1 centimeter. Now we're going to get into the longer lengths. So our longer lengths, we are going to use meter and kilometers. So in your third column right here, we are going to use a meter. So let's write that at the top. M-E-T-E-R. Oh, that looks like an N. Now, a meter is about the width of a door. So if you take a look at our classroom door, from one side of the door to the other side is about 1 meter. So to help us remember that, let's go ahead and draw a door here. So a door is usually a rectangle, so we'll draw a rectangle. We'll put a little doorknob here so that we know it's a doorknob. And at the top we have a window, so we can draw our window so we know what we are measuring. And now I want you to draw a short little line by the doorknob right here and make it bold so we can see it. And then a line across the width of the door and draw another short little bold line. So you know that from one side of the door to the other side of the door is about 1 meter. I forgot our abbreviation for meter. When we talk about meters, we just use M. So write M at the top. So we're going from smallest to largest over here. So we have millimeter, centimeter, meter. And our last length that we're going to be using is called a kilometer. Okay? So we're going to write that at the top. K-I-L-O, kilo, meter, M-E-T-E-R. And can you guess the abbreviation that we're going to use for the kilometer? You got it. K-M. So, for kilometers, we need to be thinking about really, really long lengths. So, it takes about 10 minutes to walk 1 kilometer. So, I'm going to draw, let's say, a picture of your house. So draw a little picture of your house. And then I'm going to draw a pretend road all the way to school. Now And I got to connect it, so connect the road just like this. And we want to make sure we know it's a road, so draw a dash between in the middle of our road here. Do your best. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to draw our school. Now our school is very long. It's got windows in it. And you can draw the school bus to let you know that we're at school. Again, do your best. This doesn't have to be perfect. This is just to let you know the differences between these measurements. So, like I said, it takes about 10 minutes to walk a kilometer. So, let's say that your house is pretty far away. If you walked from your house all the way to school, that would be about 1 kilometer. Take a look at a few items. Think about what unit you would use to measure. What would you use to measure the length of this crayon? Centimeters. Good job. What would you use to measure the length of this car? You're right, meter. What about the distance from the library to the post office? Right again, you would use kilometers. And what about the width of the end of this pencil? Right, you would use a millimeter because that is very small.